Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome back to another FIFA 18 experiment. You may be able to realize I am extremely red. I'm pretty dark in general. I was at the cricket all day yesterday watching Australia versus England in the Boxing Day test in the Ashes. I'm sure the Brits don't need explaining as to what cricket or the Ashes are. But today, Brits is exactly what we're talking about. In a lot of global sports, Great Britain is represented as a whole instead of separated countries with England, Scotland, and Wales. And then sometimes North Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, sometimes. Especially Northern Ireland with the United Kingdom, the Republic of Ireland is sort of its own thing. For example, Andy Murray represents Great Britain when I believe he's Scottish. And especially in the Olympics, Great Britain is represented as itself. There's no England and Scotland and Wales in the Olympics, which is the first time we got a taste of the Great Britain football team. But I thought to myself, what if this was a more permanent thing? Would those three nations combined be closer to winning a World Cup than they are separate? Now, I can't take all credit for this. This is actually one of your guys' experiment ideas. TPG Darwid. He said, what if there was a Great Britain national team? So credit to him, and for everybody leaving their experiment ideas, do keep leaving them in the comments below because there's a couple of you guys going with really good ideas. Also, leave a like on the video if you do go on to enjoy it. Subscribe if you're new around here. The views on some of these videos is just out of this world, like completely out of this world. So I want to thank you guys for the support, and for everybody new around here, subscribe because there's going to be more of this moving on in the future. So stick around and stay up to date. Okay, jumping right into the squad, this is what it looks like in terms of the starting 11. It is Harry Kane up front with Raheem Sterling on the left, Dele Alli in the middle, and Gareth Bale on the right. Wilshere and Ramsey make up the midfield too, with Rose, Dyer, Cahill, and Walker as the back four, Jack Butland in between the sticks. So really, it's the England team with two Welshmen in there. It's not me being biased to England, because I don't know why I'd have a bias to England. It's just the fact that at the moment in world football, there's not really any Scottish or Welshmen, apart from Bale and Ramsey, who really make a massive improvement to the English side. I think England does have a very good team. I think all the nations really lack top quality defenders and top quality central midfielders, but Ramsey and Wilshere on their day can be really, really good midfielders. So that's what the team looks like. It's a mixture of wanting to put the players that would make sense and also rated as well. I want to put the highest rated players to play these games. In terms of the bench, some other options are Vardy, Barkley, Rashford, Lallana, and then we have two defenders on the bench that are from Wales in Williams and Davies, with Tom Heaton as the backup goalkeeper. On the reserves, it's Rooney, Jones, Klein, Sturridge, Henderson, Smalling, Baines, Stones, Keane, and Hart. They're all English. And then we actually have two Scotsmen for the sake of just having some Scottish people on this team, with Tom Carney, or Carney, or I'm going to go with Carney. I'm going to say Tom Carney and Matt Phillips, the two Scottish people in this team. Unfortunately, Scotland's just lacking that one really high-rated player to actually put in this team. Now, to be fair, I've only seen Tom Carney about a couple of times. I've seen very, very little of him. He's 26 years of age, but I do think he's a really good player. I think in the next couple of years, his career could take a very big step forward. He's been improving quite a bit. But now the question is asked, how does this team do in the World Cup? Similar to the Spain and Catalonia video, I will be doing a mock World Cup. It's not an actual World Cup. It's just going to be auto-filled nations. So without further ado, let's take a look at the groups. Oh, and for anybody that would be mad that I picked Chelsea as the team, not that it really matters. I wanted the team to be represented by one of the London clubs, and Chelsea is the highest London club, so I just went with Chelsea. There was not really too much thought put into it. I just picked Chelsea. Don't get mad, please. Alright, so taking a look at the groups. Group A, Argentina, Switzerland, United States, and Chile. Group B is Saudi Arabia, France, Belgium, and Turkey. Group C, Germany, Greece, Slovenia, and Uruguay. Group D is Austria, Netherlands, Iceland, and Italy. Group E, Portugal, Great Britain, Russia, and Norway. Group F is the Ivory Coast, Poland, Sweden, and Colombia. Group G consists of Denmark, Mexico, Ireland, and Brazil, with Group H being the final group, Cameroon, Egypt, Australia, and Spain. So not a terrible group there for Great Britain, Portugal being the biggest competition there, but even I think that will be a pretty favorable matchup for Great Britain. I do believe they'll get a minimum a draw, and then they should be beating Russia and Norway. So I see Great Britain getting out of this group pretty easily, and Portugal may be coming in second behind them. But let's not waste any time. Let's simulate through the three games, and let's take a look at how these groups end up. Okay, so that's how Group A ended up, with Chile at the top of the table. Usually when I do international things with Chile, they don't do very very well. So it's good to see them undefeated in the group and at the top of the table with Argentina joining them, Switzerland and the United States missing out there. In Group B, Belgium and France were both undefeated, but France apparently drew to Saudi Arabia, which means they come in second behind Belgium, with Turkey and Saudi Arabia, as mentioned before, not making it. Group C has Germany and Uruguay making it through. No real surprise there, with Greece and Slovenia missing out. Group D has Italy undefeated and a perfect 3 out of 3 wins, going in first, with Austria in second, the Netherlands in third, and Iceland in fourth. And then Group E, Great Britain at the top of the table with 2 wins and a draw, with Portugal in second, Russia in third, and Norway in fourth. So that's pretty much how I expected it to go. Portugal drew with Russia, which probably hurt them. If they'd probably beat Russia, they would have made the top of the group by goal difference, seeing as Great Britain and Portugal drew. So very close group, but at the end of the day, Great Britain does pull out first. Group F, Colombia 3 for 3. Very, very interesting, with Poland, who are kind of the World Cup holders at the moment. If you watch the Spain versus Catalonia video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Ivory Coast and Sweden missing out on goal difference. Very, very harsh. A really close fight for second there. Oh my word, Group G. More like Group Jesus. What the hell happened here? Denmark and Ireland making it through, with Brazil missing out on goals scored. They all had 6 points. That is absolutely mental. All 3 teams beat Mexico, and then they just traded wins and losses with each other, and they all ended up on 6 points, all ended up on 1 goal difference. It's just that Denmark and Ireland scored more goals than Brazil, who only scored 3 goals in 3 games, and Brazil are out of the World Cup in the group stages with Mexico. Anyway, moving on, Spain 3 for 3 wins, no goals conceded. As per usual, Spain just seems so dominant in these tournaments with international teams. Cameroon joined them, same points as Egypt, but a slightly better goal difference, with Australia 3 for 3 losses. Sometimes it's hard being Australian, it really is. With the groups wrapped up, that is how the bracket looks like for the round of 16. It is Denmark taking on Uruguay, Italy taking on, I believe, the Ivory Coast. Belgium play Portugal, Germany play Argentina, Great Britain plays Cameroon, Colombia plays France, Spain plays Austria, and Chile plays Poland. Some massive games. I'm looking at Belgium, Portugal, but especially Germany, Argentina. That is huge. But for Great Britain, it's Cameroon, and what you would expect to be a easy round of 16 win here. Not going to speak too soon, but Great Britain should be beating Cameroon, let's be honest. Okay, here we go. The first game out of the knockout stages for Great Britain, as the match is now kicking off underway. And you would expect this to not be the last one, as Gareth Bale puts in a penalty for Great Britain in the 10th minute. A huge addition to the team. Dele Alli makes it 2-0 in the 28th minute, and it's a nice and easy first half here for Great Britain. And they would be feeling pretty comfortable at this point. You'd expect them to close out this game. Wilshere makes it 3 in the 61st minute, which just adds a little bit extra comfort as we head into the last 10 minutes here. Sterling gets on the scoreboard as well. 4-0, comprehensive win of Cameroon there. And just like that, they progress to the quarterfinals. Speaking of the quarterfinals, the teams that made it were Uruguay with a 1-0 win over Denmark, Italy with a 3-0 win over Ireland, Belgium with a 2-0 win over the European champions Portugal, Germany with a narrow win against Argentina 3-2, Colombia, who ended up beating France 2-1, which is absolutely huge, Spain beating Austria 2-0, and Poland potentially trying to win the World Cup again, 2-1 against Chile. That's a good step, but Spain is going to be a very difficult one for them to get past. Okay, next game on the list here for Great Britain is against Colombia, who did beat France 2-1, so it is a bit tougher of a game, but another one where I'm feeling confident with this Great Britain side. It's looking pretty good up until now, and I have no reason to believe that it'll slow down at any point, as we are now 30 minutes into this game. It is still 0-0. Wilshere makes it 1-0 with Gary Cahill being sent off in the 35th. Which doesn't really make too much of a difference, but he will miss out on the next game, which is pretty big. Barkley makes it 2-0 on the 1 hour mark, and with 20 minutes left in the game, I don't see Colombia scoring 2 goals and bringing it back, so there should be a comfortable 2-0 win at the end of the day, and it is, as we took over into the 90th minute, 2-0 win, and Great Britain are into the semi-finals. Uruguay ended up picking up a pretty comfortable win there against Italy, 2-0. Germany put away Belgium 2-1, and Spain ended the dream of Poland by just putting them out pretty easily, 3-0 as they make it to the semi-final. So Uruguay versus Germany, and on the other side of things, Great Britain versus Spain. Of course, Spain ended Catalonia's dreams. Will they end Great Britain's dreams here? Let's find out. This is a huge game, and really the first major test for Great Britain. Can they make it to the World Cup final? It is Spain standing in the way. Pepe Reina in between the sticks. This is a bit of a strange team. Vitolo's playing, and Ramsey makes a 1-0 with Morata, bringing it back to 1-1, And that was an entertaining first 13 minutes there, and it looks like it's calmed down a little bit as we near the halftime mark and moving into the second half now. It is still 1-1. At this point, a goal could change everything. And it looks like this one might go till late with 20 minutes left on the clock. Of course, no Gary Cahill. Vitolo makes it 2-1. And in 10 minutes, can Great Britain bring one back? No, they cannot. And unfortunately, that is it for Great Britain. They fall to the hands of Spain. Spain are just becoming dream ruiners at this point. It's unfortunate, but this is how it ends. Spain went on to win the World Cup after a 1-0 win against Germany. As far as Great Britain is concerned, I thought it was a very, very good-looking team, and they just fell up short against a pretty average Spanish side, it has to be said. I mean, they won the World Cup. They're not average, but on paper, quite an average Spanish side. On the other side of things, Germany, they did make the final after a 3-1 win against Uruguay, but unfortunately, it was a very tight affair in the final, and they were on the wrong end of the score sheet. In terms of the top goal scorers, it was Vitolo, who actually picked up the winning goal there in the semi-finals, who got the most with 6 goals to his name. Bellarabi for Germany as well. In terms of the Great Britain, Bale picked up 3 goals, and Sterling as well picked up 3 goals, so they seem to be the main men for Great Britain. Taking a more in-depth look, that is a very good return from Sterling. 3 goals and 3 assists in his 6 games. Ramsey put in a shift, 2 goals, 2 assists in his 6 games, representing Wales, of course. And Bale, like we said before, 3 goals and an assist for him. But that is it, guys. That is the end of today's experiment. And honestly, for me, as an outsider, I want your guys' point of view. I know a lot of my viewers are British, or from the United Kingdom, or even just from the Republic of Ireland. And I know that there is a lot of individuality in the nations. I know if you're Scottish, you're a proud Scottish individual. If you're a Welshman, you're proud. If you're English, you're proud. Well, I mean, most of you guys are, I assume. But do you guys, moving forward, if it was offered, if it was possible for a World Cup team to represent all of Great Britain, not that I think it would ever happen, but just hypothetically speaking, if that was an option and all the nations were able to vote on it, would you want that voted as a yes or a no? Would you like Great Britain to be represented in football in the future, or do you prefer just England, Scotland, Wales, the Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland? Do you like that? Do you enjoy that, having that rivalry? I'm pretty sure the English people will like it the most out of all of them, but I'm sure English people have considered, with Ramsey and Bale in their team, they could potentially win a World Cup. I mean, they are that good, those 2 players. I'd like to hear it. I mean, maybe it's realistically not something that could happen, but hypothetically, let me know in the comments below, and also leave your experiment ideas in the comments below, guys. But that is it for today's experiment. Like I said at the top of the video, guys, if you did enjoy it, do leave a like on it. Subscribe if you're new around here. The support on these videos have been absolutely crazy, so I'll keep bringing them to you guys, and I'll keep making the videos that you guys want to see. That is it from me. I hope you did enjoy today's video. I hope you had a good day. I will see you guys in the next one very soon. Keep it real.